Hey folks, 1010 Noggin here, getting ready to do some, for me, kind of late night streaming. So probably not an incredibly long time, but then you never know. How come? Well, I haven't streamed any Fallout for quite a while, and that used to be sort of my main thing, like my bread and butter, what I was streaming. Also, it was a weird day. I don't know about you. Just something in the air kind of keeping me tense all day, feeling super fatigued. Never rested or anything, never took a nap, but now that I'm at the end of the day, my brain is just... the noggin's buzzing. So I thought this might be a good way to kind of chill out for a little bit and just go have some fun. I don't have a main story that I'm doing right now. I'm getting ready to go to NukaWorld. Checking my settings, making sure my audio is really live and stuff. Anyway, yeah, I've basically just got to go gather ammo. I'm a little overpowered at this point. I'm like 100 level, 113, 14. Got a set of weapons, sort of a build out of things that I've been really happy with for a long time. I have no intent of changing it. So, what I found when I recently did Far Harbor was that, yeah, I just basically just kept running out of ammo. So, I want to make sure I'm fully stocked before I go, because I want to be able to focus on just getting from point A to point B, doing the whatever stories they have available there. Without having to go off on all these little side missions just to try to restock my supplies, right? Restock my ammo. So here we go. Why don't we do it? First things first, I better get my armor on, I guess. It's chained right here in front of everyone. They know me pretty well. They're used to it. And let's see, we've got the right arm. We've got, actually, so if I go and look now, it's like, hey folks, how you doing? Never mind me. Mayor Abram here, just getting ready to go out and do some hunting and gathering. You've all seen me like this before. Look at all the t-shirts. Why am I carrying around all the t-shirts? Let's put on all the armor and chest piece, left arm, and then whoop, we somehow put on the road leathers under all that. Neat trick. It's like the reverse of the tablecloth trick. You whip the thing up and flip and put it right under everything. Anyway, good enough, right? Okay. There we go. Now I'm feeling more like me, except I don't like looking at me, so I'm clicking the button. It's not letting me get back inside myself. My mouse is working. Oh, there. Now it decides to work. I don't know what that was about. Camera didn't have a clear path or something. I don't know. So I think the other reason for playing tonight is I've been playing a lot of Detroit Become Human, which I love, but which is a game I cannot for the life of me practice. Like, I just keep dying on the QuickTime events. I have no idea what the deal is. Pardon me while I check some of my stats here. Oh, man. Yeah, I tell you, I'm gonna have to... I'm still super new to this, right? Like, I'm talking to an empty room. I'm talking because I know I'm recording and someone may actually go back and watch this. I mean, heck, I'll go back and watch it just to see how I'm doing, just to make sure I'm enunciating, I'm saying my words clearly and all that. And I've got... So where was I going with that? Anyway, so I've got to build sort of a setup here of various tools for streaming that I'm actually pretty happy with. Mostly. Not really. I mean, the basics, yes. I'm using the... I'm not using... What is it called? Slobs, the Streamlabs OBS. I did not know about that one way back when I first downloaded an OBS to try streaming. So I'm using the old one that the Streamlabs OBS code was forked from. Personally, I like it better. I think that the Streamlabs one, it looks like it has some really cool eye candy and stuff. And I love the idea of their events list, which is why I downloaded it tonight and thought, I'll give this a try. We'll go ahead and put this in there. And it did a good job of importing most of my settings. It didn't pick up transitions between scenes. So if I do this, hey everyone, let's get that off the screen. Okay, and go back. You know, there's that little bit of a fade. So it didn't pick up that. It didn't pick up the key. Hi, I can't drive and talk. It didn't pick up the key assignments. But it did most of it. You know, it did a respectable job. I tell you, that dog creeps me out now. Every time I go by, it looks like a shadow. And I've read enough stories, like legends, especially from Ireland, about black dogs and sort of the their dark connotations. Is there a bug there? I'm just going to shoot anyway, just in case. No, no bug. Anyway, back on track. So I'm using slobs. Trying to. And I try to set up my accounts. And I you know, provide the login info through their little pop-up OAuth-based login screen for all the different accounts. Good. Here we go. Oh wait, it somehow picked Mixer as my primary account, and it didn't, like, I'm using Restream.io to do the multi-channel thing. It didn't have anything for that on the front page, which, you know, not entirely surprising. So I went and found that, got that set up, entered the correct stream key, thought, cool. And I started thinking, like, well, if it's using that for streaming, how's it going to manage the other accounts for things like the dashboard, for chat, for all that? Like, part of the problem is this seems like, as mature as streaming is at this point, the tooling's still all over the place. People overlapping in terms of what they do. Nothing is done very modularly. It's, hey, everyone, we have a one-stop shopping. You know, we do absolutely no need to go anywhere else. And that's... It's one thing to provide a lot of different solutions in one place. It's another thing entirely to strap them all together and make it so if you use one, you have to use all of them. Like, I'm probably, like, right now, I'm streaming on stream.me. That thing's going down. I'm not going to... I can't imagine supporting that any further. I don't know that I've ever had a single viewer. I've actually had a fair number of subscribers in my however many days of using this account. I've been pretty surprised. And they've come from YouTube, from Twitch, from Mixer. Stream.me? Nothing. And they're one of the sites, to my point, that seems to take the view of, like, well, we're all you need. They either have no API, or the API is somehow so restrictive that no one uses it. So when you have a tool that lets you, for example, set the title and the game that you're playing across all your different streaming platforms, theirs doesn't work. You have to go update it manually. Want to enter your own custom descriptor for your channel? No, 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 no. You have to pick one from their list. Over-controlling. I'm not a fan. So I'm broadcasting this on their platform right now. But it's okay. No one's watching over there. So anyway, oh, that's... I always forget that this pops out here. We're going to run into a bunch of ghouls. Or did I kill them recently enough that there aren't going to be any? I don't see any. I think we're okay. Because frankly, I'm just kind of enjoying this stream of consciousness as I wander around the wasteland. Anywho. So, yeah, so kind of let's unroll that conversation a little bit. So, streaming to, or using slobs, the Streamlabs OBS. You know, so like I said, I set it up for Restream.io. I kind of wondered how it would do the integrated dashboard and all that. Like, I love the idea of it, but I was thinking, is it going to try to look at Restream for a bunch of stuff now, which it should not. And I went, I don't like that sound. Oh, there he is. There. Ooh, yeah, lots of grenades. This is no game! Looks like you could hear what I was saying in real life. Laughing at you.
You're supposed to file a police report, yes?
You go ahead, Curie. I'll wait for you. So... There's always something under this bridge. Oh, Hard work t-shirt. That's new. Let's take a look. Now get back on the why I'm having trouble with some of the tools that I'm trying to use. Alright, where was I? Yeah, there, and then apparel, and then the hard work t-shirt. Hard work, that's awesome. Where did that come from? Okay, I'll take it. That's really cool. I kind of wish I had that in real life. Or you can probably get those in real life, right? And just check, oh, I can't remember the name of the shop, but yeah, it's probably, oh, T Public. There's lots of stuff like that. There are a couple of those shops, right? Anyway. So OBS, what's the beef with OBS? Well, I enter Restream. Sure enough, it has now signed me out of 2 of my 3 accounts. Not 4. I have 4 total, but it only supports 3 of them. Bye. Anyway. Oh. That is something you don't see very often. It's now signed me out of all of them but Mixer, and it's like, Mixer's your main account. And I'm like, no, it isn't. I mean, it's not, nothing wrong with it, but that's definitely not my primary account. So I tried to say, no, it's not my primary account. It's like, well, you have to have at least one primary. Fair enough. I'll sign into Twitter. So I sign into Twitter, and then it dies. Not the whole thing. Wondering what you're shooting at. I'm like, that's my robot over there. You're not shooting that, are you? Curie can really take care of herself, I'm telling you. She's pretty awesome that way. So anyway, I get this little error message. Just, we're having problems. Try again later. I'm like, later? You're a desktop app. You're not a website. What is later gonna matter for? What are you gonna? You have some elves working in the background? You're gonna try to fix yourself some little digital gnomes, bitlings. So I'm like, well, it's later technically. So I tried again, and nothing. Except now, I mean, the dashboard where you configure all this isn't even showing anything now. Nothing at all, except for that error message.
Rotten in hell.
Blah, blah, blah.
Thank you. Do you need anything?
Yes. Okay. So now I'm
It's all
done.
worth every cap I'm charged.
So I work in software for a living. I have for a long time. I could, you know, my first thought was, let's go check its config file. Where does it put its config files? Most apps these days seem like on Windows, they're not probably going to use the registry. They're just going to, well, I don't want to buy that. What am I doing? They're probably going to use some local config files, and we'll go look those. And I'm like, wait. I just seriously got this thing off the shelf and put it on my system, and it's already choking hard. And call me a curmudgeon, but you know, I just can't tolerate that. And like I said, I'm a software engineer. I've written a lot of software. I'm sympathetic to the difficulties of writing really good, resilient software. They have not done that. And maybe the rest of it is fine, and it's like, well, come on, it works, you know, 90% of the time. It works 98% of the time. If your initial experience is that it chokes on your account and then makes it so you can't do anything with it without either reinstalling or... I have a working system. Well, except for Bethesda's contribution there, where it almost stopped working. I have a working system. Why would I take the time to go through and really try to make this thing work? It's like, no, this is the basic stuff. Work out of the box. So I don't know. Maybe that's... It seems like it's a... I hesitate to say all that only because it's a really popular tool. And I can imagine a lot of folks being like, oh, it must be something you did or whatever. Okay, fine. It's something I did. Then I'm no slouch. I'm no dummy. If I couldn't figure it out on the first try, what the heck are, you know, what are most people going to do? But, you know, here's the thing. The design itself of the software is flawed to begin with. Oh! This time, I almost resent the fact that there's that goofball with a fat man who kind of ruins the fun over here. Like, you hear the roar, you know you're going to get to... They just kill it. You know you're going to get to fight a behemoth. Except, you know, as you go over here, you can already hear the guy in the power armor whittling him down for you. And that's no fun. Like I said, I think I'm a little overpowered at this point. Not that I care a ton, because it's fun in its own way. Awesome. Get over here. Come on, get on camera. Ooh! Good job. Kiri? Oh. Didn't mean to leave you hanging down there. No.
Yahoo?
That'll do. Nope. There you go. We're a good team. Sorry you're, like, stuck down there, though. So here's the thing. Being, you know, like I said, I worked in software. There isn't a software engineer alive who doesn't face some kind of problem in their day-to-day work, something, you know, involving information technology, software, whatever, and they go, you know what, I'm tired of this thing, I'm just gonna build my own, you know, and then reality sets in. Like, you might start to work on it and you're like, oh, holy crud, this is gonna be a ton of work, and this means I'm going to give up doing a bunch of other stuff, like for weeks or months or who knows how long. It's either that or you make garbage. And if you aren't content to make garbage... Whoa, they're really flying today. No. If you aren't content to make junk, it's going to be time consuming. Good software takes a ton of effort. The analogy I've come up with over the years is that writing software is like building a cat out of atoms. You know, you can even take something simpler. I'm just going to build a sugar cube out of atoms. And they all have to be the right kind. You know, you can't get something out of whack, or it's not going to be sugar and it might end up poisoning someone. I don't know. It's a weird analogy. But the point is, something where you get a clear vision of the large-scale idea, turning that into some viable, sustainable working software. Even these days, with all the tools and all the wonderful technology they have for doing all this, it still takes a lot of time. Ooh! Wow! That was a fun hit. Oh, this is mean, but I like it. Slightly overpowered. But it's fun! And not everything, of course, you know, this is Fallout. Not everything is this easy. I just come down here because it doesn't take much effort and I can yammer while I am picking folks off. Oh, you're sneaky. You're quick, too.
Someone is nearby. Perhaps they are friends.
No, I don't think so.
Monsieur, enemies have been dispatched.
Not all of them.
There is something nearby.
Weak.
Identity unknown.
Anyone right here still? There is. Where's that coming from? Oh! There's someone.
Someone is nearby.
Oh.
Perhaps they are friendly.
Ping. That was a good one. Gotten a lot better at, well, the basics, aiming in this game. Way over there? Is that who's... No, that's not who's shooting me right now. Oh, there they are. Ooh. There we go. So, I don't want to try to do another OBS. I like the OBS I have. I don't want to try to do overlays. I don't want to try to yada yada yada. But it seems like to me a good separate, like modular dashboard that spans at least the major streaming services is just sorely lacking. And I kept thinking I'd found, like I use player.me for some of my overlays. Their dashboard, I could be totally screwed up here, but when I look at it, what I see suggests that I can see like one service at a time. There's a little selector that says like, which one do you want to look at? It's like all of them. Like, show me the whole thing. So, go figure. Let's see if I can make it up and over the wall. There we go. So, in my head, I'm running into that problem I just described, where I'm like, you know, I've written some code recently against a Twitch API, like really, really simple code. Basically, when I was coming up with the name 10-Ton Noggin, I didn't want to have to search... Caught him doing air guitar. I didn't want to have to manually search all the different services, like social media sites, Twitter, all the streaming channels, all these different things, Reddit, you know. Like, I want to have a name that's consistent across all of them. So, well, how do you check all of them? So I wrote a little thing. That checks websites and whois records and all this stuff. So you just type in a name and it goes through and says it's available here but not here. It was kind of fun. It was pretty cool. But even a little teeny thing like that took the better part of, I'd say about 3 working days total to go through. And that's with me, again, part of that's how I code. Like, you know, that little app had hundreds and hundreds of unit tests associated with it because a lot of what I did, you know, good coders reuse. So if I'm going to reuse something, I'm going to reuse it, you know, I'm going to test it. I'm going to test it really thoroughly. Anyway, but I'm really drawn to the idea now of making a dashboard. I can see how you would, I've got a lot of the architecture in my head, how you would break it down so that it could be hosted both like on websites so that people could use it sort of as the engine for integrating services on their own branded service, you know, like make it a white label thing, to being able to host it on a local app, writing a local app to go along with it for, you know, for Windows and maybe mobile. I haven't done a ton of mobile development, but bet I could find someone who has. And if you have a common core engine that sort of, you know, you use to integrate with all the different services, it provides you all the infrastructure you need for doing that. So you get my point, maybe. I can visualize it. I can see it. Really want it to be real because, I'm not saying I'm enjoying this. I'm not a gregarious person by nature, but I find when I get on here, like right now it's late and I got no one watching. Not surprising. I'm, you know, between the fact that it's a new channel, that it's this late. Yeah, someone else here, you big metal monkey. What's that over there? Saw something over there. Oh, it's a rust devil. There we go. Sorry that took so long. I don't know what was wrong with me. So who knows? Maybe I will, maybe I won't. I've got a couple other software projects I want to work on that are a little stuck right now with some lower level details that I need to talk over with some folks to bounce around ideas, and I just haven't had time to do it. This one wouldn't be hindered by that. You know, all the things that are kind of tying up those other projects are already handled on this one because all the identity and authentication authorization, well, not all of it. I mean, you gotta do the OAuth, the integration stuff, but you know, I don't have to manage people's passwords, which is a much, much bigger deal. So who knows? We'll see. Be a heck of a way to promote the channel. You know, show off the dashboard as I'm broadcasting. But you know, yeah, like I said, I'm kind of surprised it isn't already out there. I don't know what to make of that. So, if anyone's, I don't know, anyone's curious. So I was broadcasting before. Where did 10-Ton... I'll save that for another time. I'll save that for a time when I have actual viewers, because right now I am pretty much just warming up and practicing. But again, that's cool. This is kind of fun. This is much needed. Detroit Become Human's an awesome game, but man, it makes me tense. It makes me tense, and it's so dialogue focused that I feel like if I do this stream of consciousness sort of rambling over it, I feel like I'm taking away from the game. Like, there are just not a ton of moments in that game where you're just standing around, you know, like I'm doing here. You're always talking to people, taking notes, being careful, and just doing this, you know, looking over at the dashboard every now and then while playing Detroit has cost me dearly. I've missed some really good options. Whoops, oh, 2 really bad shots. Now here he comes. No. No. Woo! Close. Got your butt. And you too. Oh! There we go. I just knocked him over. Didn't actually kill him the first time. Help defend the checkpoint. Where? Oh, that way. Can hear the Brotherhood. Oh, there they are. Them and their crummy pilots. And ping. 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 Come on. Let's take that engine out. Oh, you're gonna land on me now, huh? There we go. Woohoo! And the duels are here to say hello. Boy, I felt that coming on. I don't think I've ever seen myself sneeze. I'm totally gonna have to go back and watch this one now.
Have you found something in?
Woo! I thought you were a ghoul. So no one else survived the crash, huh? No Brotherhood? Ouch. Man, sudden allergy attack. Oh my gosh. There we go. Alright, well, let's just keep going this way. Said it a million times. Well, not that many, but a lot. And I'll say it again. I love the seasonal mods. So Fallout 76. Really hoping that they build in the seasonal mods. No reason they couldn't. And it would be flippin' awesome if they did. What are you? You look like you're... What was I gonna say? Yeah, if anyone knows why you see these every now and then just kind of sitting around. Let's see. Okay. Come on, Kiri. You here? Thought I heard her. Wow. Is there anything left? There we go. Some shotgun shells, power relay 12, some aluminum. We'll just take the whole thing. Don't know what the deal is with those. Find them around every now and then. Sentry bot that's just sitting there like it's asleep. I was just collecting for parts. I hope that's not an awful thing to do. Or wasteful, I guess. Summer shorts. I swear, there must have been an update to the game. Like, I don't know. Is Bethesda releasing updates now in anticipation of 76 coming out? Can I get people playing again?
Oh, there used to be fight.
That'd be kind of cool. I could go for that. I mean, I'm playing anyway, but it'd be nice to have some new content. Ping! Oh, no, tougher than usual.
Your pulse and vital signs are still within acceptable
Not
parameters.
tough enough, though. What you got? Okay. Anything good? Yeah. Double bobby pins, which I never ever use. Very rarely. Let's head up on the bridge. So far, this has been kind of curious. So I streamed a long time. I streamed probably for months. Long compared to as long the amount of time I've actually had this new account. And got hardly any followers, right? Like nothing. Not nothing, but just not very many. And then I went to Restream.io and got a few more on YouTube. Actually, YouTube was doing really well. I almost doubled my number of YouTube subscribers, which sounds impressive until you realize I didn't have that many to begin with. But still, just about doubled them. And like tonight, I have no viewers. I'm like I said, this is kind of a warm-up or practice or self-therapy or something. I don't know. But that's really pretty here, even with the turrets and all that. I'm finding that, I'll just state the obvious here. Golly, but it matters a lot when you stream. You know? So, I streamed Saturday kind of mid-morning Pacific time, you know? Probably from 11 to I don't know when. Somewhere around there. And picked up a ton of followers and subs and great conversations. I was like, quoting Patrick from SpongeBob, who are you people? But in a good way. I see you there. Yep. You just stay there. Forever. Oh. Oh. Nice splits. Nicely done.
Correct. You should wash your hands after that. It can be unsanitary.
Totally. Do you have the handy wipes? I thought I gave them to you. So, yeah, so sort of like the prime... I don't know when the prime streaming hours are, but they are not now. They are earlier in the day. So, like tonight, I actually got 2 new follows off of Mixer for Detroit Become Human. And it kind of surprised me because, like I said, that game has so much dialogue and all that a lot of the time I'm sitting there like, you know, I'm just like staring at the screen, letting the characters do their thing. There's not a lot of opportunity then for, oh hi, for personality to come out. No. There we go. That's more like it. Caught your little drones along with it, huh? Laser photon exciter. Hey, Nuke. Glad you didn't have a chance to use it on me. Some sentry legs. What do you got? Repair kit, useless to you now. I'll just take all your things. Blow you up and steal your bits. I've also found, this has been really cool, that there are more people than I expected right away who are seem interested in the idea of the whole nogination thing, you know, deep thinking about games as we play. it's just sort of the nature of things that, you know, you don't expect that that's going to be really popular. You don't want people who are super goofy or super talented can do speed runs really well. Like, all that stuff is obviously popular for a reason. None of it is anything I'm personally into. Even the funny ones are okay, but honestly, I don't think it's just an age gap thing, because I wasn't like this when I was younger either. And these styles of comedy, the really sort of rude, crude, anything goes, whatever, has been around forever. Anyone who thinks that's new needs to go back and watch Richard Pryor, George Carlin, Lenny Bruce. It's just never been my thing. And, oh, did I... Either I shot someone and they fell off, or I was targeting... Oh, there you are. I knew there were two of you. Anyway, so there are times when I like the more sort of silly, over-the-top comedy streams and YouTubers and that kind of thing, but I mainly like them when I'm comfortable watching them with my kids. Not because I think that there's some sort of golden standard there, it's just that I like to enjoy things with my family. Right? It's way better than watching stuff by myself. And yeah, so you get it. So, why was I talking about that? Because that is an awesome pose. I gotta take your picture. Just staring off. Oh, can I? I have... I don't think I can. The setup that I was using before for doing that is sort of disabled while I'm streaming, so rats. Okay, well, I've got it on camera, so as long as I get it from a couple different angles. Yeah, it doesn't look as elegant from that side. I'll stand up so that Carrie can stand up. Let's see, she's hurting her back. Anyway, where was I going? So yeah, my thing, this idea of sort of getting serious about fun, serious about games is vitamins for the brain. I'm like, I don't know if that's going to go over. I have a friend that I also used to work with, who's actually building a really good audience on YouTube and stuff. He's kind of a natural at all this. Who has repeatedly given me the advice, you know, like, the silly stuff, it's really not your thing. You know, yours is like on the deep thinking and philosophy and that. You should just make that your thing. And I never really committed to it because, like I said, I was like, well, who else likes this? I have a hell... Is that really... Anyway, however you want to say it. I have a heck of a time finding other folks who like to play games and just kind of, you know, dig in philosophically. Get really, I mean, it's funny. I actually have a pretty strong emotional response when I am doing really deep thinking, deep analysis of a game. I think some people, my impression is that a lot of people feel like they need to, in order to have that emotional payoff, that they need to kind of stop thinking and just let things go. And I'm like, sometimes.
Is this worth anything?
Yes, it is. But for me, not so. And as it turns out, when I am streaming during prime hours, actually finding a pretty good audience of other people who are the same way. Really encouraging, really fun. Looking forward to building up a bigger community of folks who like to do that. And that's not to say it's all serious, actually. There's a saying that I heard once, I don't know how common it is, that when people talked about how, oh, you're too serious, you need to have fun. It's like, well, I have a sense of humor. I think I have a pretty healthy sense of humor. But humor is not the opposite of serious, and vice versa. The opposite of humor is not serious, it's humorless. You can be serious and have a sense of humor about things at the same time. In fact, That is exactly what things like satire, pop, those sorts of things are. You can have your cake and think about it too. Best trick to come up with on short notice. Oh, I made it rain. Told a really bad joke and now the sky is sad.
Playing games, huh?
Over here!
I hope that was not a friendly. Is that open? Where's the button?
Aw, man, come back! I was having fun.
Ew. Does this open the garage door? Yeah. Open door. They're up there, aren't they? Awesome. How am I doing on the experience level? Hey, all right, almost to level 115. Whoop. Get out that, which has lots and lots of ammo. And we'll take out your kneecap and straight your head. And I'm going to check my message, because some of you heard that. I think that's the other reason I'm up tonight too. So without going into detail, because it's not really the time or place for it. My family has dealt with weird illnesses and that kind of thing for many, many years, decades. And some of it you learn to deal with, some of it you get used to. But every time something new happens, like, you can deal with it better. You can kind of learn to roll with it a little better, but it's still a thing, right? Well, let's just say that there is now lately another thing. And it means more doctors. Wow, he's tough. Ow. Look up, look up. Why do you always look down? Get him. Oh, he did. Okay.
Later, I will review these logs for relevant data.
So we've been dealing with another thing lately, and it's just one more thing, right? And there's a weird, not really, I'm not going to say a comfort, but there's a weird kind of a, I don't know how to describe it. When you realize how many other people you know are dealing with things too. It's not that it makes it better. It's not like, oh good, I'm glad you're suffering also. Like, yeah. But community, like sickness in community is way better than sickness and sickness alone, right? Ew. That doesn't look right, like on several levels. It just, I don't know, my brain was not parsing that. Is this it? Really? You go up like one level and that's all? Okay. But I think it's weighing on my brain. Just... Between a friend at work whose family's going through some unexpected, prolonged medical treatment, I should just take that, like, that story and copy it and like at that high level, just describing it in general like that. There's so many families I know who are going through that sort of thing. Anyway, the point being that it's got set my brain on edge, and it's difficult to just let go of that sort of thing. So, doing some things that just sort of disconnect you from it for a little bit. Not so you really forget. You don't forget, but it's good to get some distance. So that you can recuperate.
I believe a sniper has found us. That is the right word, yes?
No. This is not a sniper.
Violence.
You're the one who jumped down to go after it. No idea where I am. Let's just go this way.
Someone there?
Yeah, where are you?
That'll be a good fight!
Oh, there you are. Oh, I see where I am. No, 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 no. Got your kneecap. Like, literally, I'm going to put it in my pocket. Got your kneecap. Oh, hi. Barely saw you there. Right in the face. Over and over again. Did you drop those? You're not even dead yet. You leaking caps already? Ah! Down the hole you go. Is Carrie really having trouble with a mutant hound? She has dealt with much worse things than that. Totally looks like it should have stuff in it. Like this one. Cool. Guns are just a bunch of junk. Alright, well, what time is it? It's almost midnight. And I've got to get up early in the morning to go to appointments and whatnot, so I think I'm probably going to be done pretty soon here. In fact, we'll travel back, I'll patch up the armor, we'll call it a night. 25 people in Sanctuary. Not a bad night, really. I gotta figure out, again, I didn't think about it much. Hello? This time. I need to find someplace that's a really good source of fertilizer, of all things. Oh, I see what's going on. I'm like, that doesn't look right. Anyway. Out of the armor here.
It's remarkable this thing you can do with only 2 hands.
Patch it all up. Good as new. Ready to go next time. Gonna drop off all our junk. Say goodnight. Till tomorrow or whenever the next time I can stream is. I tell you, I'm finding it really, really tough to keep a regular schedule. Just between work and exercise and everything else that comes along. Hey, Carla.
Carla.
Need to pick something up?
I do.
Road's pretty long from here.
Please tell me you have lots of ammo.
Let's see what you have.
Always happy to make a sale.
Oh, why not? She has 1182. Let's see what I can sell her. How about those? Also that. Oh, we're almost there already. Look how many 45 rounds I have. What the heck? So yeah, my problem here is not money. 662 to 82, so that's what, 520? Quick math, not sure if I'm right. We'll see. Be close enough. Yeah. Got your money. Anyway. Well, no one came by tonight. That's cool. Actually, I feel like it was a good session anyway.
You
Like,
hear about that farm run by ghouls?
obviously, I'd much rather have
Can't
a good
remember the last
audience,
time I had
but
clean fingernails.
just in terms of practice, working through ideas,
But even the hard days get easier than the one before.
this was a good sort of a relaxing streaming session. We'll end it here, sitting in one of my favorite places. Alright, well, that's it for tonight. Take care. God bless. We'll see you again soon. Good night.
Hi, how are you?